fierce, skilled marksman, arrives at Cyber City, a sprawling metropolis encased in a dome. Neon lights illuminate snow-covered streets, casting a surreal glow over bustling crowds and towering buildings. Camstar stands at the edge of the city, taking in the sights with a determined look. Her mission is clear, and she's ready for whatever Cyber City has in store. Panel 2, meeting the team. In the heart of Cyber City, Camstar VR meets Buck Murphy 420, a rugged warrior with a tactical mind. The two exchange nods, knowing their partnership is essential for the mission ahead. As neon lights reflect off the surrounding buildings, they silently prepare for the challenges awaiting them within the city's depths. Panel 3, Behrens joins the fight. As they navigate the streets, the duo encounters Behrens, a tech expert and strategic thinker. With a grizzled beard and sharp eyes, Behrens rounds out the team, bringing a wealth of experience. The three stand together, each understanding their role and what's at stake as they venture deeper into Cyber City's labyrinthine streets. Panel 4. Entering the Locksmith District, the trio is the Locksmith District, known for housing the city's best locksmiths and infiltration experts. Here they meet Rodman 5000 and Brian Jentz, two skilled lockpickers who add a vital edge to the team's capabilities. With their expertise, they're now ready to tackle Cyber City's most fortified areas. Panel 5, encountering Rusty. Moving through a dimly lit alley, they come across Rusty, an old but resilient robot with a wealth of knowledge about the city's history and inner workings. Rusty joins them, sharing vital intel that will prove invaluable. Together, they form a formidable group, prepared to face whatever dangers lie ahead. Panel 6, Rusty's Arena Victory. Rusty participates in a robot battle arena, securing critical information for the mission. The crowd roars as Rusty stands victorious, gaining access to secret codes that will help the team bypass security in their upcoming infiltration. His victory adds to the team's morale and resources, reinforcing their resolve. Panel 7, Buck Murphy 40 takes a break. Buck Murphy 420 takes a moment to relax in a quiet alley, vaping futuristic cyber weed as neon lights cast colorful reflections. In this fleeting calm, he contemplates the mission's gravity and the team's reliance on each other. It's a rare pause in the fast-paced mission, grounding him for what's to come. Panel 8, infiltrating the cyber complex. The team moves into Cyber City's high-security complex under the cover of night. Rodman 5000 expertly disables locks while Brian Jentz keeps watch. Camstar, Buck Murphy 4020 and Behrens coordinate with precision, weaving through hallways lined with neon-lit consoles and metal walls. The atmosphere is tense as they avoid detection and press deeper into the complex. Panel 9, showdown with security robots. Inside the complex, they face a wave of security robots. The Death Squad moves in sync. Camstar picks off enemies from a distance. Buck Murphy 420 charges forward, and Behrens provides tactical support. Sparks fly as the team dismantles the robotic guards with a display of skill and teamwork, clearing the path toward their objective. Panel 10, the Hideout Regroup. After the mission, the team regroups at their underwater hideout. The room is filled with maps, tactical gear, and mission notes, scattered across a large table as they review their next steps. Through reinforced windows, the ocean outside adds a calm but eerie backdrop, contrasting the intensity of the mission. Together, they plan their next moves, each one committed to protecting Cyber City from imminent threats. This narrative covers the progression of panels 1 to 10, setting the stage for the final confrontation and the team's commitment to their mission. Let me know if you'd like to add more detail or proceed with the remaining panels. Arrival at Cyber City. In the dim, neon-lit streets of Cyber City, a call came through on Weasel's communicator. The static broke as Max Chop's voice buzzed, tense but steady. "We're cornered, Weasel. East sector. Some gangbots cut us off at the loading docks," he said. Weasel, who was on patrol in the sector, instantly mapped his route. With his scraggly hair flying back as he darted through the city's shadows, he ran, weaving through alleys and leaping obstacles with precision. His mission was clear: get to Max Chopped and Poop Monster before things went south. As he reached the loading docks, he spotted them. Max Chopped crouched behind a stack of crates, his sandy hair visible, keeping a close watch. Nearby, Poop Monster was strategically positioned, scanning for a way out. Around them, gangbots clanked forward, their metallic arms raised, glowing eyes locked on their targets. Weasel slipped into a shadow, analyzing the scene. He pulled a small device from his belt, activating it with a smirk. A faint hum signaled the EMP charge he'd just activated. In seconds, he threw it toward the nearest bot. It exploded with a soft electric pulse, short-circuiting the 3 bots closest to him. They clattered to the ground, their lights flickering out. Poop Monster turned his head, nodding when he saw Weasel's lanky form creeping through the shadows. Max Chopped gave a quick thumbs up, already preparing his next move. With the bots in disarray, Weasel sprang into action. Using his speed and hand-to-hand combat skills, he slipped between the remaining bots, landing precise blows and dodging their metallic fists. Max Chopped joined in, taking down one bot with a swift elbow strike, while Poop Monster delivered a powerful kick to another, toppling it over. In minutes, the docks were cleared. Poop Monster let out a relieved chuckle, his beard catching the soft glow of the alley lights. "You're a lifesaver, Weasel," he said with a grin. Max Chopped clapped him on the back, smirking, "Guess we owe you one." Weasel shrugged with a smirk of his own. "I'll keep it in mind. Next time, I'll let you two handle the big guys." They all shared a laugh, knowing their teamwork would keep them strong, no matter how many gangbots Cyber City threw their way. Buck Murphy 420 and Rusty had been a pair since the early days, back when they'd first teamed up in the underground sectors of Cyber City. Rusty was a retired enforcer bot, patched up countless times and given a second lease on life after Buck found him discarded in a junkyard, barely functional but still sparking with life. Buck saw potential in the old bot's frame and repaired him, welding him back into a new version of his former self. From then on, Rusty had become not only a loyal companion but a trusted ally in Cyber City's toughest missions. One night, a distress call came from a quiet sector on the edge of Cyber City's dome. Strange figures had been spotted along the perimeter, where the city's power lines snaked along the ground, feeding energy into the heart of the city. Buck, wearing his signature bucket hat and clutching his plasma rifle, tapped Rusty's shoulder. "Looks like we've got a job, Rusty," Buck said, his eyes gleaming with excitement and the thrill of adventure. Rusty gave a low, whirring response, his voice box a bit weathered. "Acknowledged, Buck. Ready for deployment." They moved out into the night, Buck with his slightly chaotic swagger and Rusty rolling silently beside him, his mechanical limbs moving with the steady precision Buck had reprogrammed into him. It didn't take long before they spotted the figures, cloaked in dark gear and fiddling with the power conduits, trying to splice into Cyber City's power grid. Buck whispered to Rusty, "You take the left, I'll go right. Let's give 'em a proper Cyber City welcome. Rusty's circuits hummed in response as he detached a small but powerful taser arm Buck had modified for him. With practiced silence, they split up, moving around the intruders from opposite sides. Buck waited until Rusty was in position, then nodded. They sprang from the shadows at the same time. Rusty launched his taser arm, sending a jolt through one of the cloaked figures, shorting out their tech and leaving them disoriented. Buck fired his plasma rifle, his aim sharp and precise, sending the rest scattering in panic. The lead intruder, now alone, attempted to flee, only to find himself cornered by Rusty's glowing red optics. Rusty's voice box crackled as he spoke. Cyber City power sources are secure. Unauthorized tampering will not be tolerated. The intruder froze, realizing he was outmatched. Buck joined Rusty, a smirk spreading across his face. "Looks like your lucky night, buddy," he said to the would-be thief. "You get to spread the word that Cyber City is under our protection. Now scram." The intruder didn't need to be told twice and bolted back into the night. As he disappeared, Buck clapped Rusty on the back. "Not bad, Rusty. You still got it." Rusty's optics glowed faintly, his old systems buzzing with pride. Functionality preserved, Buck. Mission successful. The two friends shared a laugh, knowing that as long as they were around, Cyber City would be in good hands. Here's a short story inspired by the 10-panel comic sequence of Max Chopped and Poop Monster's escapade in Cyber City. Title: Midnight Heist in Cyber City. In the neon-lit maze of Cyber City, two shadows moved quietly along the back alleys. Max Chopped, a clean-shaven man with sandy brown hair, kept his plasma rifle at the ready, while his partner, Poop Monster, a shorter, bearded man with a calm, knowing gaze, followed closely behind. The target was a high-tech lab at the edge of Cyber City's industrial district. Word on the street was that this lab held a powerful device that could fetch a fortune on the black market. Max and Poop Monster had been hired to retrieve it, but with the lab crawling with security, they knew it wouldn't be a walk in the park. "All right, Poop," Max whispered as they approached the lab's fortified door. "You're up. Think you can crack this lock?" Poop Monster rolled his eyes and pulled out a strange homemade lockpicking gadget. "Don't insult me, kid. I was cracking doors when you were learning to walk." But just as Poop Monster inserted the tool, sparks flew. He yanked his hand back, shaking it out with a grimace. "Who installs an electric shock on a door lock?" Max stifled a laugh, covering his mouth. "Looks like you've lost your touch, Poop." "Ha! Just watch." Poop Monster cracked his knuckles, narrowing his eyes as he examined the lock. This time he reached into his toolkit and grabbed an insulated wire cutter. With a flick of his wrist, he bypassed the lock and the door clicked open. Inside, the lab was dark and sterile, filled with rows of computers and whirring machines. They crept forward, casting furtive glances around the high-tech equipment, looking for the device. Suddenly, a flicker of light caught Max's eye. A small safe marked classified sat against the far wall, bathed in a pulsing red glow. "There it is," Max muttered, eyes glinting. "All we got to do is get inside, grab the goods, and get out. Easy." "Easy, huh?" Poop Monster smirked, setting down his toolkit. "Let's see you open it, Mr. Easy." Max rolled his eyes and tried to open the safe, fumbling with the panel before attempting a robotic monotone voice. Open. Sesame? Nothing happened. Poop Monster barely managed to stifle his laugh. You know, Max, they usually code these things to voice recognition. You ever try doing an Irish accent? Max shot him a look. If you've got a better idea, go for it. Poop Monster cleared his throat and imitated the CEO's voice they'd heard on the security recordings. Initiate access now. The safe clicked open and they both grinned. Not bad, Poop, not bad at all. But their smiles quickly faded. Inside the safe was a single rubber duck, sporting a pair of stylish sunglasses. They exchanged bewildered glances. All that for this? Max asked, voice dripping with disbelief. Poop Monster lifted the duck carefully, inspecting it as if it might reveal a hidden secret. Hey, at least it's a classy duck. They both broke into laughter, their echoes filling the empty lab. Just another night in Cyber City, where even the strangest jobs had a way of leaving them surprised. The end. Let me know if you'd like to expand this into more of a backstory or a series. Title: The Cyber City Crisis, a Mayor Sasquatch adventure. In the heart of Cyber City, beneath the glass dome shielding it from Antarctica's fierce storms, Mayor Sasquatch sat in his bunker-like office, calmly surveying the massive network of screens in front of him. At over 200 years old, the towering, intelligent Sasquatch was the city's heart and soul, respected, beloved, and undeniably wise. But tonight, an alert blared across the bunker's walls, washing the room in a red glow. Sasquatch squinted at one of his monitors, where a live feed displayed a gang of heavily armed mercenaries creeping through the city's lower levels. They were notorious cyber pirates from a neighboring city, lured by rumors of Cyber City's latest tech advancements and precious resources. With a low, rumbling voice, Mayor Sasquatch pressed a button on his console, contacting the Death Squad, the elite team of misfit heroes that had come to be Cyber City's protectors. Scene: the Death Squad's hideout. Max Chopped, Buck Murphy 420, Camstar VR, Poop Monster, and the newest locksmith duo, Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents, sat around a flickering holotable, each engrossed in their own activity. Max Chopped, the no-nonsense leader, was cleaning his plasma rifle while Buck Murphy 4020 fiddled with a gadget that looked ready to explode. Camstar VR was focused, adjusting her futuristic firearm, and Poop Monster was Title: The Cyber City Crisis, a Mayor Sasquatch adventure. In the heart of Cyber City, beneath the glass dome shielding it from Antarctica's fierce storms, Mayor Sasquatch sat in his bunker-like office, calmly surveying the massive network of screens in front of him. At over 200 years old, the towering, intelligent Sasquatch was the city's heart and soul, respected, beloved, and undeniably wise. But tonight, an alert blared across the bunker's walls, washing the room in a red glow. Sasquatch squinted at one of his monitors, where a live feed displayed a gang of heavily armed mercenaries creeping through the city's lower levels. They were notorious cyber pirates from a neighboring city, lured by rumors of Cyber City's latest tech advancements and precious resources. With a low, rumbling voice, Mayor Sasquatch pressed a button on his console, contacting the Death Squad, the elite team of misfit heroes that had come to be Cyber City's protectors. Scene: the Death Squad's hideout. Max Chopped, Buck Murphy 420, Camstar VR, Poop Monster, and the newest locksmith duo, Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents, sat around a flickering holotable, each engrossed in their own activity. Max Chopped, the no-nonsense leader, was cleaning his plasma rifle while Buck Murphy 4020 fiddled with a gadget that looked ready to explode. Camstar VR was focused, adjusting her futuristic firearm, and Poop Monster was watching the group with a knowing grin. Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents, always the oddballs, were engaged in a lockpicking contest using spare parts from the lab. Suddenly, Mayor Sasquatch's face appeared on the holotable. Death Squad, I need you all. Cyber City is under threat from a mercenary group attempting to breach the city's core. If they gain access, they could disable the dome's shield generator. Everyone sat up, expressions hardening. Max Chop nodded at the mayor's image. We're on it, Mayor. What's the plan? The mission begins. The team split into pairs. Max and Camstar VR would infiltrate the upper levels to block off the mercenaries' escape routes, while Buck Murphy 420 and Poop Monster took on the mid-levels to set up traps. Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents, being the best with tech, would head straight to the shield generator to ensure it stayed safe. As they navigated through the city, each member couldn't help but think about how much Cyber City had changed since the Sasquatch mayor took charge. It was more than a place, it was a community, and tonight, they were all fighting to protect it. Mid-levels, Buck Murphy 420 was rigging a makeshift plasma trap, his bucket hat pulled low over his glasses, while Poop Monster kept watch. Buck glanced over his shoulder at his partner. This place has been quiet for too long, huh? Buck murmured, snapping two wires together. Too quiet, Poop Monster replied, eyes scanning the shadows. Just like old times. You ready for this, Buck? Always. They exchanged a quick nod. Moments later, the trap was set, ready to unleash a blast of plasma on any mercenary who dared enter their level. Upper levels, Max Chopped and Camstar VR. Max Chopped and Camstar VR navigated the dark hallways, each step calculated and precise. They communicated silently, relying on a shared trust built through years of battles. Suddenly, they heard footsteps approaching. "They're here," Max whispered, gesturing for Camstar VR to take cover. With a swift movement, Camstar VR aimed her gun down the hallway and fired a shot, her aim impeccable. A mercenary dropped to the ground and the others scattered. "Nice shot, Cam," Max said, flashing her a rare grin. "I don't miss," she replied confidently, reloading her weapon. Together, they pushed forward, clearing the upper levels and cutting off the mercenaries' escape routes.
At the shield generator,
Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents. Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents reached the shield generator's control room, the hum of high-tech machinery filling the air. They exchanged a nod and got to work, each operating with the precision of seasoned locksmiths. Suddenly, the room's doors burst open, and a mercenary stormed in. Brian stepped forward, using his charisma and quick wit to stall the intruder. Hey, no need for violence. You wouldn't want to disrupt this fragile system, would you?" he said, voice smooth and convincing. The mercenary hesitated, just long enough for Rodman 5000 to swoop in and knock him out with a swift punch. They secured the room, reactivating the shields to keep Cyber City protected. "Nice save, Brian," Rodman 5000 said, smirking. "Maybe you're not just here for your looks." "I'm full of surprises," Brian replied with a wink. The final showdown, at the city's core. After clearing the levels, the Death Squad converged in Cyber City's core, where the last of the mercenaries had regrouped. Mayor Sasquatch's voice echoed over their earpieces. "This is it, team. Make sure they don't reach the control center." In a coordinated assault, the team launched into action. Max Chopped fired his plasma rifle with expert precision, while Camstar VR covered him, taking out any enemy who got too close. Buck Murphy 420 and Poop Monster worked as a duo, using their traps and gadgets to confuse and disorient the attackers. Meanwhile, Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents tackled the security systems, locking the mercenaries out of the city's mainframe. Within minutes, the mercenaries were either subdued or forced to retreat, and the core was safe once again. After the battle, back in his bunker, Mayor Sasquatch watched the security feeds as the Death Squad secured the city. He leaned back, his intelligent eyes reflecting pride. The Death Squad had once again proven themselves, not just as protectors, but as family. The hollow screen lit up, displaying each member's face. The mayor's deep, rumbling voice filled the room. "Cyber City thanks you all. Tonight you reminded us why we fight to keep this place safe. Drinks are on me at the Green Flame Bar." Laughter broke out over the comms, each member of the squad feeling the familiar warmth that only Mayor Sasquatch could bring. Epilogue. At the Green Flame Bar. Later that night, the Death Squad gathered at the Green Flame Bar, laughing and reliving the night's events over mugs of ale. Max Chopped and Camstar VR were deep in discussion about tactics, while Buck Murphy 420 showed off his gadgets to a curious Poop Monster. Rodman 5000 and Brian Gents, ever the pranksters, used their lockpicking skills to rig a door handle, trapping Max in the bathroom for a few hilarious minutes. As they laughed and enjoyed the night, they knew one thing for certain. As long as Mayor Sasquatch was leading Cyber City, they'd be there to defend it. The end.